Next, Welkom Yizani. So we're still inside the Naspers fold here. What this thing is an entity which was created in order to own, or does own, a 15% stake in Media24 Holdings. Now, Media24 Holdings is the Naspers entity that retains principally the print businesses, but not the printing operations of the Naspers group. Craig will clarify that a little bit more for us. It also trades on the Equity Express platform. It's pretty small though. It has a market capitalization of 182.5 million rand. That reflects the fact that Media24 is in a sense a much smaller part of this business. Dividend distributions, according to Craig's calculations, somewhere around 3%. We haven't calculated a PE, so we'll leave that available and off the charts for the moment. Craig, we'll have a look at the chart in a bit, but this one has been a bit misunderstood, you might say.
Yeah, this is a tough one.
And talk to us about the debt wipeout situation from Naspers'
Yes,
side.
I'll touch on that. It is a tough one because what you're dealing here with is a fairly, what looks like a very cheap investment. You know, the Welkom Yizani is trading at 12.50 and it's potentially worth a whole lot more. But the business is completely unloved. So the whole Media24 business, there's no growth. The revenue has been shrinking over the past few years. Now, what happened is Naspers in March this year wrote off the debt that was within the Welkom Yizani structure.
So they just said, cheers, 380 million rands worth of debt that Welkom Yizani owned Naspers because of the way the deal had been structured. They said, we forgive it all.
Yeah, so with this deal, just some history. Phuthuma, Nathi and Welkom came to market at the same time. Phuthuma started trading as they said they would after, I think it was 5 years. With Welkom Yizani, they delayed that trading because they needed to restructure the deal a bit, so they delayed by 2 years. And what had happened is that the expected performance of Media24 was just not there. So everything moving online, business models changing, and yeah, they weren't able to meet the debt obligation. Both these deals had 80% debt, 20% equity at the start.
Yeah.
So they were fairly heavily debt funded. And yeah, Media24 was unable to deliver the kind of dividends that they needed to settle that debt.
Okay, now it's becoming clear. Well, let's look at the chart now, because what you can see there is exactly what you're referring to. In February of this year, it goes up because suddenly, you know, the economics of it is completely different. But the concern is, because is the core asset here like the Beeld and the Burger and some of the other Nationale Pers traditional newspapers are in Media24, but what else is there? Is there some magazines that are there?
Yeah, there's magazines, there's, well, news24.com.
Aha, so there are some online assets. That's not...
Yeah, there's some fairly good.
That's where they take and recycle the content.
Yeah.
Where the place where they shut down the user comments at the bottom because people were getting a bit crazy.
Yeah, but they get something like 13 million unique visitors per month, which is massive.
Yeah.
So certainly a place where you can see some advertising crowd.
But now, Brett, valuations was, I mean, you saw Craig's notes earlier. There are people who say that this business, just based on sort of normal comparables, could be worth a lot more than the 12.50 rand it's trading at.
Yeah, I mean, it's valued at anything between 31 rands and 71 rands. So it's the margin is huge.
But where did those valuations come from?
Okay, so if you take the financials, so Welkom Yizani financials are not yet out. If you take last year's financials, you get a value of around 42 rand a share using the methodology that Media24 applies. If you take a simple net asset value calculation, so you take the assets of Media24 minus the liabilities and you apply the 15% which Welkom Yizani owns, then you're coming out at around 31, 32 rand a share.
Okay.
If you look at one of the top-rated asset managers, they have a valuation of $500 million for Media24.
Why? Largely using like comparables for a media-based online printing business with a print backend, like
and
New York Times or something.
You know, some of the growth areas in the e-commerce and the online platforms and things like that. And with their valuation, you're coming out at 70 rand a share.
70 compared to 12 rand 60.
Compared to 12 rand. So as I say, there's a wide range between the kind of the bottom end and then the upper end.
Okay. So just remind us, technically similar, you'd have to go to the platform, Google Welkom Yizani, go and sign up. It's also an Equity Express platform, open an account there, and then you could go ahead and buy them. You've obviously could be a black investor, and you can get stuck in. Potentially a big value unlock.
Potentially, it could be a value trap. We don't know, time will tell. But I think people are kind of biding their time. See another 1 or 2 sets of results, and they've gone from a loss-making position last year to a profit-making position with the latest financials.
Yeah.
So if they're able to improve on that, then perhaps you could see the investors coming back.
And when did you say these numbers are going to be out? Sometime in the next few weeks, months?
Well, the Welkom Yizani financial should be out in the next couple of weeks.
Couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Okay, time to go hot or not?
Craig.
Yeah, look, when they're out of the debt, they did indicate that there was potential for further news coming down the line, which could positively impact. And they left it at that. So perhaps they're mulling the idea of buying out minority shareholders and taking Media24 fully back into Naspers.
Interesting. But if they were to do that, they might do it at a level which is closer to NAV. But having said that, there's been fairly broad spread involvement, or is it a fairly narrow group of investors here?
Well, there's still over 92,000 black investors in this one.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is a fairly sizable.
I don't know. I'm thinking I'm going to go hot on this one because, like our viewer Derek Harris, who thinks it's a potential 10-bagger, maybe told us in a tweet last week. Because I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't be interested in buying a business that owns the Beeld and the Burger if it was just the print operations. But the fact of the matter, it is the online thing, and I know that's a high-traffic site. Fin24, Media24. I don't know. Look, it's not easy.
They've got Spree.co, which is an online shopping.
Yeah, that's big.
But is that part of Media24?
Yep. The e-commerce side of Media24.
Okay, because we know Naspers has got quite a complicated structure with South African assets and online assets, and there's takealot.com, which is out, but Spree's in. I mean, there's all those kinds of issues.
Yeah.
So maybe a little bit more investigation required. But I mean, just generally, leaning hot.
I'm hot on this one, just on a risk-adjusted basis. I mean, the price you're paying here for this asset that's valued way more than where it's currently trading.
That's got some appeal.
Yeah, it makes for a good investment.
Well, it's on a 3% dividend yield, which is not horrible.
Yeah,
It's
even
not
if
bad.
that's all you ever get out of it at the current price.